Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video we are going to discuss the problem best time to buy and sell stock. In this problem we are given a stock whose prices on different days are different and its prices are given to us in the form of an array. So we have to choose a day to buy the stock and a day to sell the stock such that we earn the maximum profit, and the condition is that we have to first buy and then sell. That means we cannot just choose any random day which has the maximum price among all days and sell the stock on that day in order to earn the maximum profit. We have to first buy the stock on a particular day and then sell the stock on another day. For example, if the array is 715364 representing the price of the stock on consecutive days, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. 7, you can choose to buy the stock on day 1 for 7 and then choose to sell the stock for 1 on day 2 or either 5 or on day 3 and so on. Another example is of prices 76431 for 5 days. You can choose to buy the stock for 6 on day 2 and then sell the stock for 4, 3 or 1, but you cannot choose to sell the stock for 7 once you have bought the stock for 6 on day 2, because 7 is the price of the stock on day 1, not day 2. I hope this makes it clear, because once a price of the stock has passed by, you cannot sell or buy that stock at that price again. So 6 is the price on day 2, not 7. Now once we are clear with what the problem says, there is one more condition that we have been given, that if we cannot achieve profit, now if we are buying the stock but we are getting negative profits again and again, we can return 0 as the answer, indicating that we were not able to achieve any profit. Now let's see how we would approach this problem through a test case. Now once we take this test case, the first thought that comes to our mind whenever we see this problem is that we would take the price of day 1 and compare it with the price of the next days, that is the days other than day 1, and we would see the maximum price that we are getting to sell the stock from the other days. Here the maximum price that we are getting to sell the stock is 6, so we sell the stock for 6 for day 1 and tell the profit as -1. Now we take day 2, we buy the stock on day 2 and the maximum profit that we can earn from other days for day 2 is from 5364. So here the maximum price that we can sell the stock for is 6 again, so the maximum the profit that we can earn is 5. Now we take day 3. Now for day 3, the maximum price that we can get from other days is 6 again, so the profit that we can earn from the other days is 6 minus 5, that is equals to 1. Now let's come to day 4. For day 4, the buying price of the stock is 6 and the days left to buy the stock is 6 and 4, so the maximum profit that we can earn from other days is 6 minus 3, that is equals to 3, because 6 is the maximum price to buy the stock. Now we come to day 5, and for day 5 we see that we are only left with the price 4 to sell the stock, so we tell the profit as -2. Now we come to day 6. For day 6 we are left with no price to sell the stock, so the profit on days, if we buy the stock on day 6, is 0. So the maximum profit that we can see from all these days is 5. We will eventually see that the maximum profit that we can earn from all these days is 5. Now let's see how would we implement this approach in our code. For that, let's first copy this template and take it to our editor. Now what we said was we would take the price of day 1 and compare it with the other days. And we would take the profit from the other days. In, let's say we take the profit from the other days in a variable called profit. Now let's take another variable called as max profit, which will be used to calculate the maximum profit. Why we are initializing it to 0? Because the minimum maximum profit that you can earn is 0, because either you would earn a finite amount of profit or you will earn no profit. So after getting the profit for selling at each jth day for the corresponding ith day, we would compare it with max profit, and if our profit is greater than max profit, we would update max profit with profit, and after that we would return max profit. Now let's take this to our main platform and see if this is running fine or not. Yeah, here we made a small mistake that instead of j++ we did I++. Now let's run it. It says it is not able to find aj minus ai. Yeah, we should not take a, instead we should take prices, because prices was the original array. Yeah, we see that we are getting the right answer now. For an array of prices 715364, we are getting the profit of 5. Now let's try this test case and run it. Yeah, we are again getting the right answer. So now let's try to submit this. Yeah, we see that our approach exceeded the time limit for the problem. Although it passed 201 out of 211 test cases, that means our approach was right, but it exceeded the time limit that we were given to, because we here see that we are using 2 loops to solve that problem, and for every day what we are doing is, for every day, let's say our days were again 7, let's say our days were 71634. For every day we are comparing it with the prices of the consecutive days. For 7 we are comparing 7's price with the other days, and we are finding if any price is greater than 7, and then we are calculating the max profit from there. And for 1, similarly, we are seeing if we are comparing it with the prices of other days and seeing if any price can yield the maximum profit. Similarly, for 6 we are doing the same. So in this process, what we are doing is, for the first index, if there are total n elements in the array, we are traveling n minus 1 elements, we are assessing n minus 1 elements, and for the second index we are assessing n minus 2 elements, and so on. For the third index we are assessing n minus 1 elements, and for the n minus 1th index we would assess the nth element. So that would make us do n minus 1 operations initially to find the maximum profit, then n minus 2, then n minus 3 for the third day, and then n minus 4 for the fourth day, and so on, one operation for n minus 1th day. So total operations we are doing to find the maximum profit is n minus 1 into n minus 1 plus 1 by 2, sum of n minus 1 natural numbers. So that is n minus 1 into n by 2, which gives us a time complexity of big O of n square. That's why our algorithm is that much slow. Now let's come to how we would optimize this algorithm that we are implementing. We would use a very similar approach that we would first keep a day one and see compare it with the prices of the other days, but in a somewhat efficient manner, not comparing each day with the prices of the other days. We can make it smaller by doing it like this. Our array was 7 1 5 6 3 4. This was our array. Let's see. Yeah, 7 1 5 6 3 4 3 6 4. Okay, but that doesn't really matter. Our array was 7 1 5 3 6 4. So what we would do is we would keep the first element as the minimum stock price. We would assume that this was the minimum stock price that we can get from all the elements of the array. So we would assume the minimum stock price to be 7. Then we would compare it with the other elements 1 5 3 6 4. We would start comparing it with the other elements. Now if the element that we come upon has price lesser than the minimum stock price, we would update the minimum stock price to that element, that is 1. Now we would compare. Now we would go to the next element and compare the minimum stock price with that. Now if the element has a greater price than minimum stock price, we would store the profit in profit and give the profit as 4. Now we would update our value of max profit here at this point to 4 because 4 is greater than 0. Max profit would be updated to 4. Now you would go to the third element. Now this is a price which is greater than the minimum stock price, so we would again calculate profit to be 3 minus 1, that is equals to 2, and compare it with max profit. Max profit is currently equal to 4 and profit is equals to 2, so it would remain 4 only, it will not update to 2. Now we would compare our next element with minimum stock price, which is currently 1. Minimum stock price is currently 1 and 6 is greater than minimum stock price, so we would get the profit as 6 minus 1, that is equals to 5, and we would compare it with max profit, which would give us, now max profit is equals to 4. So when we compare it with profit is greater than max profit, so we would update max profit to be 5 from 4. We would update max profit to 5 from 4. Now we would go to the next element again, that is 4, and compare it with the minimum stock price. Now 4 is greater than minimum stock price, so we would calculate profit to be 3 and compare it with max profit, which is 4 currently, which is 5 currently, my bad. So max profit would remain 5 only and it will not change to 3 because max profit is already greater than profit. So this is how we are getting the same maximum profit as we were getting from the earlier approach, which is 5 only. We are seeing that we are getting the same maximum profit for this that we were getting from earlier approach. Now let's take another example of an array to see things more clearly. Let's say our stock prices array is 98, 101, 66, 72 and 82. Now we would keep the stock price on day 1 as the minimum stock price. We would assume it to be the minimum stock price. Now you would go to the next day and compare its price with the minimum stock price if it is lesser than the minimum stock price or not. 101 is not lesser than 98, so minimum stock price would remain 98 only, and we would store the difference between 101 and the minimum stock price in profit, and that is equals to 3. and we would compare it with max profit. Max profit is currently 0, so comparing it with max profit gives max profit the value of 3, because 3 is greater than 0, so it becomes 3. Now we go to the next element. Is it lesser than minimum stock price? Yes, it is lesser than minimum stock price. So minimum stock price gets updated from 98 to 66. Now we go to the next element. Is it lesser than the minimum stock price? No, it is not lesser than minimum stock price. So now we store its value, the difference of it and the minimum stock price, in profit. That is equal to 6. Now we compare it with max profit. Max profit was 3. 3 is lesser than 6, so we update max profit to 6. It becomes 6. Now we go to the next element, that is 82. Is 82 lesser than 66? No, it is not lesser than the minimum stock price. So we store the difference of it and the minimum stock price in profit. So profit becomes 82 minus 66, that is equal to 16. We again compare it with max profit. So max profit was currently 6. So comparing it with 16 would give max profit the value of 16, because 16 is greater than max profit. So from this we arrived at the maximum profit that can be generated for this array is 16. That's how we would go to solve the problem. Let's see our answer that we got from this approach is even right or not by checking it on the main platform, by just doing a wig run from our earlier approach. Our array is 98, 101, 66, 72 and 82. This is our array. Now let's run for it. Yeah, we are getting the profit as 16 as we calculated from our approach. So our approach is correct, absolutely correct. So now let's see how we would implement this approach in our code. For that, let's again copy this template, or it is already written in our editor. So what we would do is we would keep the max profit, and with that we would also keep another variable which we would call min stock price, and we would initialize it to the first day's stock price. Now we would start traversing from the 1th element of the array, or from the 1th index. Why? Because we want to compare this minimum stock price with the other elements of the array. Now if we find an element that has a price less than minimum stock price, we update minimum stock price to this element. We update the minimum stock price to this element. Else, if this element is greater than the minimum stock price, we would have to keep another variable called profit as 0, and if this element is greater than minimum stock price, you would update the profit to the difference between this element and the minimum stock price. That is, price is I minus minimum stock price, and we would also update the value of max profit by comparing it with the value of profit, because at each index we have to compare it with the value of max, with the value of profit, so that we get the maximum profit out of all profits. So once we have done this, we would return max profit. That's how we should proceed to write our code for our approach. Now once we have written our code, let's just copy it to our main platform. that is here. Now let's see if anything we have done wrong for one time. I don't think we have done anything wrong. It should run fine. Yeah, we are getting the right answer for this test case. Let's take the original test case too. Yeah, we are getting the right answer from them for them. Now let's submit our code. Let's try to submit it and hope it gets right answer. Yeah, it is getting right. The runtime is 2 millisecond and it is faster than 88% of the submissions. That means our solution is pretty fast than our previous approach. Now that is the solution. If you liked my video, then make sure you like and comment on this and subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video very much, then share it among your friends too. Till then, goodbye.